Hey guys, it's Ian Preston here on my second YouTube channel, Ian Preston Reviews, and I want to, as you can see, I'm wearing my Lord of the Rings t-shirt because I was going to review Lord of the Rings Return of the King for its 20th anniversary, because in my town, I can't say where I'm at, but in my town, in one of my theaters, there was a 20th anniversary screening of The Return of the King. I didn't really go to it, but I just wanted to briefly explain about Return of the King. And a little bit about its extended version too, because it had its extended version, released by New Line Cinema, and directed by Peter Jackson. Hang on, let me just get down here, so yeah, I don't have to. My arm will get tired from holding this. All right, there we go. It was from New Line Cinema, and it was released in 2003, Wednesday, December 17th, 2003. And starring Elijah Wood, Sir Ian McKellen, and Sean Astin. Who else? Ian Holm appears later on, and then Andy Serkis as Gollum, and then Viggo Mortensen as Legolas, and then what was his name? Orlando Bloom as Legolas. But yeah, and then Christopher Lee as Sauron, Brad Dourif as the evil, what was his name? Grandma Wormtongue. But other than that, it starts out with Smeagol before Gollum hanging out with his cousin, and then his cousin finds a ring. They fight over it. Smeagol chokes his cousin to death, steals the ring, and then, yes, he goes, "My precious." And then the ring corrupts him, turns him ugly looking, which turns him into Gollum. And then Gollum is leading Frodo and Sam to Mordor. And then as they're asleep, Smeagol's talking to his reflection, making plans to try to steal the ring from them. And Aragorn, Gandalf, Gimli, and what was his name? Legolas. They try to convince the White Wizard, Saruman the White, to help them defeat Sauron, but he refuses. They try to get Brad Dourif's character, what was his name? Brad Dourif's character, Grandma Wormtongue, to join them, but then Grandma Wormtongue stabs Saruman to death. Legolas shoots Grima with his arrow. Saruman goes falling, and then he lands on this huge wheel with sticks, which impales Saruman to death. And then they eventually all go out to the kingdom to recruit people. And then they see at night, I think Miri sees Sauron at night, and then everyone's preparing for a final battle. Miri has to go with another kingdom. Pippin goes they go into a kingdom where a king is mad and insane. And as the battle goes on, Pippin sings "All Shall Fade," and his voice is like amazing. And then everyone gears up, Miri gears up, and they all gear up, and then eventually Frodo gets convinced by Smeagol to blame Sam for stealing the food when it was Smeagol or Gollum that did it. And then they tell Sam that he can't come with them anymore. And then, yes, and then eventually he loses Smeagol, and then he fights a big giant spider. And then eventually gets away from it, tries to kill Smeagol, and then he said, "We must destroy the ring for our own sakes." But then Smeagol goes falling into a pit somewhere, and then eventually Frodo gets stung by the giant spider, but Sam goes and saves his life and attacks the spider, and the spider goes away. Sam mourns Frodo's death, but then he hides, and then learns that some orcs take Frodo away, and then a huge fight clashes out, and I really like how they fight. I like how Legolas took down all those ugly-looking elephant thingies, and then I can't remember her name, but she was a lady. She fought a rave and killed it after her dad died or something, in the battle, in a big clash battle. Everyone fought, and then eventually Gandalf defeats that king that was in that other kingdom. He burns to death, notices his son and then falls and burns and disintegrates to death. But anyway, and eventually they all go to the Black Gate, and then Sauron's spokesman comes up, who's ugly looking, comes and shows what Frodo's outfit that Gandalf gave him, and then enraged Aragorn comes up and cuts the dude's head off, and then they all get into a fight with, and then they eventually start coming, sorry, I'm just a little rusty, I haven't watched this in a while, it's a long movie, and long movies are really hard to narrate, and they enter the Black Gate, and then Sam eventually saves Frodo, fights off the orcs, and then they try to sneak in. They made it to Mordor, they try to go across the area, but they disguise themselves as orcs, as some orcs are going out to a battle on the battlegrounds, and then one of them is pretty ticked off and scary, noticing Frodo and Sam, but then they all start fighting, and then Frodo and Sam start going over to the volcano, and then they're about to climb the big the volcano grounds, which Frodo starts sweating and starts getting hot and tired, and Sam says, "I can't carry the ring, but I can carry you." And then he takes Frodo, carries him. They go into the room where the huge lava pit is, and then everyone starts fighting and going out on a final battle, and yes, I think earlier there was a big chance Aragorn met with his elf girlfriend or something, I can't remember, but yeah, the movie's so long, I have a difficult time narrating long movies, so please bear with me. But I can tell you that this is really, really enjoyable, and I really recommend it. And Frodo decides not to throw the ring in the fire, but then Smeagol appears, and then he decides to try to take the ring. He fights off Sam, and Frodo bites off Frodo's finger, steals the ring, dances with happiness because he got what he wanted. Frodo fights off Smeagol, and then they go falling. Smeagol falls into the lava and dies. The ring is just on a rock of lava, and then Frodo is about to let go, but then his hands are all bloody, he could hardly hold onto the cliff, and then Sam grabs Frodo, and then all of a sudden the ring melts through the rock, and then Sauron, the Tower of Sauron, goes falling down and then gets destroyed, and all the orcs go falling to their deaths as well. And then Frodo and Sam manage to escape, get on a rock as the volcano erupts with a river of lava flowing out. And then, sadly, they hold on to each other, feeling sad, thinking it's the end. But then Gandalf appears and then takes Frodo and Sam, and then later that day, Frodo's all healed up and from his scar wounds. A couple scar wounds, but then he is reunited with Merry, Pippin, Gimli, Legolas, and Aragorn, and Sam. They all and Aragorn gets rewarded king. Everyone bows to the hobbits, and then they celebrate back at the Shire, and then Sam gets married, and then turns out Bilbo looks like he's really aged, and then all this next thing you know, here comes the saddest part ever. Frodo and Bilbo go to this area where, gosh, sorry about that. That was the camera just fall off. Gosh, there we go. Here's what else happened. Apparently, this is the saddest part ever that always really gets to me. Frodo, Bilbo Baggins and all the other elves and Gandalf are departing on a ship to the Undying Lands, and then he tells them that it's time, Frodo. Frodo tells Sam they went out to save the Shire, and it has been saved, but not for him. Which was very sad. He gives the last pages of his story to Sam. It was for him. They tearfully hug Frodo, and the music is just so good. Trust me, it really gets to me. And every time I see it, I tear up big time. And then Frodo gets on the boat. They say farewell. He goes up to the Undying Lands. So technically, he went to heaven in a way. Technically, you can say that. Because I think I know the creator of this trilogy is a Christ believer. So yeah. But anyway, and then Sam returns to his home with his daughter and wife, and they walk inside, and then there's the end of the movie and the trilogy. But other than that, I rated it 10 out of 10. It is what a movie. What a freaking movie. Goodness gracious. Really good movie. I really wish I could have saw it on the big screen. I did not go to the 20th anniversary screening, but still, I highly recommend this movie. It's for its 20th anniversary. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, drop a like if you enjoy the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Check out Ian Preston, my other channel, link will be in the description. And thank you guys for watching. This is the 20th anniversary of Return of the King, the saddest Lord of the Rings film in my opinion. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Love you all.